लास्ट क्लास हुई थी बिफोर महाराज व्यास पूजा, तो उसके ऊपर है कि मैंने जो अपने क्लास दिया था कि जो हमारी प्राइमरी हैप्पीनेस है वो हमारे फिजिकल और इमोशनल सेफ्टी के ऊपर रहती है। तो इसमें फिर मैंने इन 15 डेज में बहुत इंट्रोस्पेक्शन किया और आपने उसमें एक बहुत अच्छी बात बताई थी कि कल्चर्ड फैमिली। So I speak with each and everyone over here with different devotees and different peoples regarding this, and I ask the same question that you want to go to New Zealand or you want to go to Switzerland. So in that way, I realize this that this makes me changes a lot. That how like I was not feeling cultured at all, and I'm really neglecting my family and all such duties. And I really didn't even know about it that I'm neglecting so much things. So after that class, it really took me a great change within myself. I'm really feeling very changed now, and I really want to develop that quality, how to be cultured and how to be a good person. Of course, जो हमारे हाथ में नहीं होता है, मैं हमेशा उसके दूसरे ही ख्वाब देखता था, लेकिन जो हाथ में नहीं है वो हमेशा उसको नहीं एंजॉय करता था। तो हमेशा बस हाथ में जो है वो छोड़ देता था और बाकी सिर्फ अपनी एक डे ड्रीमिंग में रहता था कि ऐसा होगा तो अच्छा रहेगा, ऐसा होगा तो अच्छा रहेगा। But no, I was wrong, and thank you for that class, Pooji. And devotee also thanked me that he, from where you learn this whole thing. I said from this class basically. So thanks from them also to you too. Thank you so much. That's it. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much to you, Mukunda Prabhu. And the credit also goes to Avinash Krishna Prabhu for all his hard work and dedication, and his perseverance with all you people from Nagpur and Chhindwara. So, thanks to all the devotees. Thanks to Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, Jai. They are the ones who are controlling us, Very nice. I'm very happy. Hare Krishna. Yes, please continue.
I would like to, I would like to was just add one point that you said one thing which मैंने इसको लिखा है अपने उसमें कि आपने कहा if you don't apply this knowledge in your day to day life, you will not go further in Krishna consciousness. So that's why I did it in 15 days कि यार इसको apply करना चाहिए, इससे पूछना चाहिए, लोगों से जानना चाहिए इसको. Thank you, bro. Sorry, bro. Interrupt.
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you very much, Mukund Prabhu, for your very nice realization. It's very inspiring to hear that. My realization this week is on a quote by Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj, which I think is a very practical quote. So here it goes. Prasadam is not only the food. If you are willing to patiently accept the Lord's will throughout your life, then your entire life becomes Krishna Prasadam. In this way, life becomes sublime. If you force your requests upon him, then your life is just bhoga, not prasadam. Prasadam nourishes our life. So there's a lot of, it's such a beautiful quote and such a practical quote as well, that Maharaj focuses a lot of his quotes on Krishna's, understanding Krishna's hand and everything. And in particular, this quote, Maharaj uses an analogy to explain how to see Krishna's hand or God's will in everything by comparing it to prasadam and bhoga. So the idea that if we force our requests on God, force our requests on Krishna, then it becomes bhoga. Then what? I was trying to meditate on what that exactly means, because it's actually quite a deep thing. So I realized that actually bhoga is what you what you give or what you offer. So in prasadam, and when we cook for the Lord and we offer to the Lord, then bhoga is the offering, but the prasadam is when the Lord accepts that offering. And accept, depending on your sincerity and your mood, and you wanting to assist your guru or the civic succession in honoring the prasadam, or in offering the prasadam, sorry. So with the right mood, then it becomes prasadam, and the Lord accepts your offering, and then you honor that offering by also partaking in it. So in the same way, if we do not see Krishna's hand, but instead we expect Krishna to do everything for us, and ask God to help us when we're in times of strife, then we're just giving our requesting the Lord without the Lord actually accepting us, without giving the chance, without giving Krishna the chance to accept us with the right mood. And when Lord Krishna accepts our offering, when we sincerely try and see Krishna's hand in everything, that means that we are consciously trying to remember Lord Krishna. So we sing every week that we can only remember Krishna if Krishna remembers us. So with trying to see Lord Krishna's, see the will of God in everything, in that same way, then you are in the process of remembering God, and you're in the process of devotional service. And in that way, then Lord Krishna recognizes you, and then you can enjoy the prasadam, which is that the process of devotional service, which is so blissful that a lot of devotees feel that even with everything going on in their lives and around them, they're not affected by it, because they accept the will of God and everything. And we hear in other religions as well that everything is under the will of God, but there's no it's not very it's not a very deep concept to them that we just accept everything that's going on as God's will. But then what's the next step? So then what does that mean? But for us, we realize that if everything is God's will, then we are that is in a way that is reaffirming our relationship with Lord Krishna by remembering him, which is the most important part of doing it. And we can only do so by the Guru Shishya Parampara, by taking shelter of bona fide teachings, bona fide association, and in that way, then that is the nourishment that Srila Guru, that my realization is that that's the nourishment that Srila Gurudev is referring to here. That prasadam, through devotional service, through sincere devotional service, that is what nourishes our life, because ultimately things keep on happening, and everyone faces difficulties, etc. But we will often talk about how to deal with it, and this is the best way to deal with it, because it's eradicating your karma. It's freeing you from the bondage of birth and death, while simultaneously giving you peace in the same way. So that was my realization. I thought it was a very nice quote, because Srila Gurudev very often talks about seeing the will of God in everything. Another famous quote is by Maharaj, is that if you expect, then you are not satisfied, which is again such a incredible quote. So that these quotes by Maharaj are constant reminders to me that to see the will of Lord Krishna and everything, albeit it's very hard to do so. So that is my realization. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, there's no harm in requesting Krishna, There's no harm in putting a petitioning. That's what, if you keep on doing that, we should grow. It's just like small children, I want this, I want that, no. Papa, Mama, Don, I want it. How long when you grow up? They also say, no, now you've grown up now. Stop asking all the time. I want this, I want that. I understand. Now go and earn it. When you grow up, that's what it is. Go and earn it now. So that's the point. That's the point. So don't misunderstand that we cannot ask. We can ask. Wonderful. All the best. Hare Krishna. Yes, please continue. Today we've got, I think, Srila Prabhu, Namrata Mother, they are traveling. They're going to South Island on a Christmas break. They're traveling to Mount Cook. They give me a call. Depending upon the connection, they'll join us.
Yeah, I'm listening, Prabhuji, now.
You're there. Hare Krishna. Nice.
Yeah, let's see, because network is a bit tentative, so I may be in and out. Yeah.
Okay. So you are in Mount Cook. Have you reached Mount Cook or on the way now?
No, we're driving. We're going to drive now. Yeah. We stopped for a while, but we're going to drive now.
When you drive, it will be a bit tricky.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All the best. All the best. Okay. And also, Supan Prabhu he's been asked to, invited for some program. He couldn't avoid that, so he's conveyed his sorry. He couldn't join us today. Yes, please. Who would like to continue? Feel free.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, you're on mute. I think I cannot hear.
Yes, I realize I'm on mute. Nice to see you, Soumya.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Yes.
Krishna. After a long time, after a few days, few weeks actually. Yeah, good. You had your exams or something?
Yes, Prabhuji, exams are over for now. Again, they will be 1 month from now.
Exams are always there. Once these exams are over, the life exams are always there.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, good. Please continue. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji, I've started reading this book, The Laws of Nature and Infallible Justice. So I just started it recently, yesterday, day before yesterday. I've only read a few pages. So I just read this paragraph, I think. It's a paragraph. So I have my realization on that.
The law.
Yes.
Again, the name is what? The law?
The Laws of Nature and Infallible Justice.
Okay. It's one of the smaller books of Prabhupada there.
Yes, Prabhuji, it's a small book.
Okay. Yep, continue.
Yes. So the paragraph is as follows. The Vedic literature explains that human activity, when devoid of service to the Lord, is governed by a subtle law known as the law of karma. This is the familiar law of action and reaction as it pertains to what we do in this world and the enjoyment or suffering we experience as a result. If I cause pain to another living being, then as surely as the wheel of life turns, I will be forced to suffer similar pain. And if I bring happiness to another, a like pleasure awaits me. At every second, with every breath, our activities in this material world cause enjoyment and suffering. To facilitate these endless actions and reactions, there has to be more than just one life. There has to be reincarnation. While I was reading this, 2 points, they kind of stood out for me. Now, as I read this, this meant that even if I spend my entire life trying to do good deeds for people, I'd still be doomed to return to this material realm. I'd still be here again to face the reactions to my actions, as is stated by the law of karma. Now, however, this is only true so long as the actions that I'm doing, they are not done in service to Krishna. Which means that if I do all of my work in service to Krishna, then my activities would not be governed by the laws of karma. And this was something I found very interesting. And actually, this reminded me of an incident. A friend of mine, once he was trying to help an old person cross the road. And now, if you really think about it, it seems to be such a noble thing that you are helping a person cross the road. It's such a small action, it's a small activity. But that if that act is done with the intention to help that person, then it is very much possible that the person who is helping the old man, he could have to have a rebirth to receive the action from that person, or in some other way, which made me to think that I can perform any number of good things, supposedly good deeds, and I would still be governed by the law of karma. And this way, there's a cycle would be created, and that cycle would keep on going, irrespective of whether you're doing a good deed or a bad deed. You will experience the outcome of it, because this is an action that we're doing, and we have to face the reaction. This also reminded me of a discussion we were once having about whether we should be providing food to the poor. And it made me think that, okay, so I mean, it really, a person cannot understand what should he be doing, because if he does a good thing, he's going to face the repercussions. He will have to continue. He has to take rebirth. If he does a bad thing, then obviously there are going to be bad repercussions. So actually, the only way that we can work the only way we can survive in this material world is if all the work that we are doing it as a service to Krishna. It is also said in this verse of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, verse 18. Karmanya karmaya prapashyed karmani cha karmaya sabuddhiman manusyeshu sayukta kritsana karmakrit. The translation is, one who sees inaction in action and action in inaction is intelligent among men, and he is in the transcendental position, although engaged in all sorts of activities. I actually found the translation to be kind of complicated because I didn't understand what was action and inaction. But I read the purport, and it highlighted that thing that doing the purport is as follows: a person acting in Krishna consciousness is naturally free from the bonds of karma. His activities are all performed for Krishna. Therefore, he does not enjoy or suffer any of the effects of work. Consequently, he is intelligent in human society, even though he is engaged in all sorts of activities for Krishna. Akarma means without reaction to work. The impersonalist ceases fruitive activities out of fear, so that the resultant action may not be a stumbling block on the path of self-realization. But the personalist knows rightly his position as the eternal servitor of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, he engages himself in the activities of Krishna consciousness. Because everything is done for Krishna, he enjoys only transcendental happiness in the discharge of this service. Those who are engaged in this process are known to be without desire for personal sense gratification. The sense of eternal servitorship to Krishna makes one immune to all sorts of reactionary elements of work. Oh, that is my realization, Prabhuji.
Very nice. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, continuing with this, with our point that we had, raised, that feeding poor people is good or bad, and what you're discussing now very nicely. So, should we help poor people? I think you answered the question yourself. But as this is a recorded conversation, also, people would listen to this. So, could you answer this point also? Should we help people or not help people?
Prabhuji, we can help the poor people, but while we are helping them, we should realize why are we helping them, and it should be a service to Krishna. So we can help them, but if we are helping them with the intention of that, okay, I'm helping them, I'm such a big person, I'm doing such a big thing for these people, they should be grateful to me. That should not be our goal. Our goal should be that, okay, they are Krishna's children, and we are just helping them. They are hungry, and also we should realize that, okay, we are doing this deed, but this is not going to be as effective in our bhakti as worshipping Krishna would be. But we can do the deed, but we should just be vigilant, and we should realize why are we doing this.
Thank you very much. What does others think, please, about this point? You've given a very nice answer. I want to thank you very much for this. I want to expand this particular conversation. Sorry, we are a realization program. Please excuse me, but I also wanted to expand this conversation. Nobody. So you tell me one thing. So that's right. If we should sing from the service of Krishna, that's correct. Absolutely right. How will it apply? If somebody is asking and is in need of some help, a beggar. We know there's a consortium of beggars also. It's a business. But genuinely, so should we help or not help?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Suchi.
Actually, I agree to there is a network issue, so maybe my voice will be cut.
Your voice is not clear. Your voice is not clear.
Yeah, Prabhuji, there is a network issue I'm facing.
Okay.
Actually, I agree to what Swami Mataji said, but I think so. We should help poor people. I think that, but with agreement to what Swami Mataji said, that everybody is the children of Krishna, and everybody is God's child. So we should help people, but have that sense in our mind, and then we should help poor people. I agree to what Swami Mataji.
Okay. Thank you. Hare Krishna. And anybody else, please?
Prabhuji, one question is there. Sorry to interrupt. Actually, while uh, making out that if one is poor or one is in need or not, how we can um, differentiate this thing, that actually this person is in need or this person is poor or this person really need help, or this person is maybe they can do, because I also have seen many people, they are sufficient to do any kind of service, but they don't claim to do that. So how can we uh, rectify those things?
So for that, we should use our intelligence, not be cheated by people. If you want to be cheated, then everybody is here to cheat you. We should use our discrimination thinking. So you tell me one thing. If we are going to, you say I'm a Hare Krishna devotee, and if somebody asking for help and you got thing to help him, you say I'm not going to help you. You have to come back to life again. How does that sound to you? You should not correlate with Soumya's answer. She gave a correct answer. We are expanding that answer with Krishna in hand. That's a correct answer. But how do we practically understand this? Somebody coming, how will we bring Krishna in hand? If they are in need, now you become a doctor, she becomes engineer, Divyanshi, Parth becomes an engineer, Krishnadas is executive, all this sort of people are, Suchi is a teacher, and all these things. You become big people. And say, please help me. You can help. Person is in genuine need, It doesn't worry you. It's no problem. But if I help you, I'll have to come back again. How does that sound to you? This sound good? Or sounds awful? I'm asking everybody. Why are you so quiet, man?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes.
Prabhu, I think the point about like if there was, so I think the best thing that we can do in situations like this is obviously if we can have no karma, a karma, like if we can spiritualize our offerings to the help needy people. But in some cases, it's not possible that we can, spiritualize the offering. Let's say, I think bad karma, right? That yes, hello.
Your connection is a bit poor.
Am I audible?
Yeah, could you repeat this answer again?
Oh,
Respond again.
okay. Yes, Prabhu. Am I audible now?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay. So I was saying, Prabhu, that I'll just shortly summarize that. I was saying that it's best if we can spiritualize our karma, but in situations where not spiritualize our karma, as in spiritualize our offering, spiritualize our giving, so that it's not good karma or bad karma. But in some cases, like where we cannot spiritualize the offering, or we're not in a position to spiritualize the offering, let point out even good karma binding you and bad karma also binding you. I think if there is a choice between bad karma and good karma, we should always go for good karma. Like if there is a choice, like if there is spiritual, then go for spiritual offering, spiritualize it. But if there is a choice between bad karma and good karma, then I think we should always go for good karma, because the point of I think the point of the mentality behind that even good karma will bind you is not that you should not do good karma. It's that doing good karma is not enough. That if you just aim for doing good karma and good things, it will not
Absolutely.
help you progress in spiritual life. So that is what I think.
That's correct. Absolutely right. That doing good karmas is not enough. That is a correct answer. That's correct. So how do we do? If somebody really genuinely is needing help, and you can help him very easily, the person, So you should help or not.
We should help, Prabhu.
Or we say that, oh, I'm going to come back to life if I help you. Okay. I'll read from the Harmonist. This was published in 1935. Yeah. 27th of June 1935 by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada, or Prabhupada's Guru Maharaj Srila Prabhupada. This is what he reads. Okay. Duties of a married man. This is for Grihastha people. So obviously you people are young girls also. You are well educated. You will have more than enough income for your supporting and all that. So people who have got sufficient, especially married man is important. Grihastha. Let's read this. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Prabhupada were traveling through Orissa with his disciples. On one day, as he was coming back from Sakshi Gopal temple, it's a very beautiful temple. It's a temple in which Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu merged into the deity. No, just Tota Gopal. Sorry. Sakshi Gopal is a deity where he was brought from Vrindavan. He walked with the devotee as a Sakshi, as a witness. So, some people on the way asked for alms, begging from the married men who accompanied Srila Prabhupada. Here, Prabhupada is Srila Prabhupada's Guru Maharaj Prabhupada, okay? The original Prabhupada. But none of them gave anything. Srila Prabhupada, in seeing this, stopped, sat down, and started to talk about the duties of married men. During his chat, he said, I quote, "If married men think I must not give any money any of my money, which I considered reserved for Krishna, to the poor and deprived, then they are really showing symptoms of wretchedness, cruelty, and lack of compassion for others. Is it not so? That's what you think, right? They should not consider that giving charity to the poor is a fruitful activity. This kind of mentality shall make their hearts hard, and they will suffer of greed. As a result of this, they shall not want to spend their money, not even on the devotional service to the Supreme Lord, which is the ultimate goal of in life. This will invite offenses in the service. To save ourselves of this kind of deceit and sinful concept, Sri Gaura Sundar, that means Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, used to give money and things like that to the poor people during his pastimes as a married man. The money we have only gotten by the Lord's grace. If we give some of it to the mendicant poor people, then it is not a waste of money. Rather, it is its correct use. Serving prasadam to others is the necessary duty of every married Vaishnava. Even if these people have turned to poor by karma or their destiny, even so, they are still a part of the Lord's family. Therefore, it is definitely the solemn duty of every honest man to help them. So this is a conversation of Srila Bhakti Saraswati Thakur with Major Rana N.J. Bahadur at Armadale, Darjeeling on the 19th of June 1935. This is reproduced from the Harmonist, volume 31, number 21, published on 27th of June 1935. Jai Srila Bhakti Saraswati Thakur, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So your answers are absolutely correct. What Soumya gave, what Parth also gave. Suchi also agreed to this point. That yes, as a service to Krishna, we should help others. But at the same time, we should not be cheated. Remember this point. Also, other thing is this, that my personal mood is that instead of we doing haphazard helping, why don't we have an organized effort? You are young people. You've got your Avinash Krishna Prabhu doing so much efforts with you people, as a team. We can have a project in your area. He will tell you, he will guide you if you want to, where you can cook and distribute prasadam. You 4-5 of you, one person can take a lead and do. Others can join and help as and when you want to, He can guide you. We do the same thing here as a trust, Hare Krishna Weekend Trust. You don't need a trust and all those things formally for now. Just start. Just start. You may do once a year, probably, during Diwali you may go, Krishna's birth, let us cook some prasadam and give to people. Or let us go and help something to the needy people, buy blankets to the needy people once in a while. But I'm telling you one thing, if you don't do this, then you'll be cheated. Because you'll think, oh, somebody else is doing it, this temple is doing it, here is 20 rupees, and I've done my job. I've done my duty to Krishna. Finished. I'll go home and go to sleep. When I smoke also, quietly, nobody sees me, No problem. I've done my 20 rupees or 200 rupees. If I'm very, very, generous, I give 200 rupees. Here, 200 rupees. Yeah. And they'll say, very nice. Parth is such a great Parth. Prabhu is such a great. Because of Prabhu, he has given a garland. And Parth goes, yes. I can. 200 rupees is the best. This is not what I personally like to do. I think that organization, be it a school, be it a temple, be it whoever, if they can do, why can't we do? They don't have 4 hands or 10, 7 heads and all that. They're ordinary people like us. And I've done it. Avinash will know, we used to do for 100 rupees, we used to cook and give. $100. I used to do in India, same thing, 1,000 rupees. We used to go and distribute, cook something and you distribute. Man, best. Khichdi you can cook and distribute. No difficulty. So if you don't do this now, then I guarantee you, you will go to some place and say, hey, these people are doing it, I'll give my money and I'm done. That is bogus. I mean, excuse me, it's not bogus, it's very good. But more good is when you take the effort, you cook or you buy the blankets or you do the dressing, you find out, you set up and you distribute. And I can tell you one thing, if you do it regularly, our preaching efforts are in different places in India. In North India, in west of India, we've got in Maharashtra also, we have it in Punjab and Haryana also. We will have people coming to support the activity every once in a while. This is our vision. I've spoken to Avinash Prabhu about this. Whenever you are ready, he'll give you the idea. He's spoken, but I'm telling you this point. If you can really do this one point, start activities. You're young people, you need activities. You do it. He'll guide you. We are also going to come. Once the COVID finishes next year, he'll come a few months in India. I'm going to come a few months in India in rotation, So 6 months will be in India, man. 6 months in New Zealand. So more. Others will come from here. So they are constantly there guarding people. So don't worry. It's not difficult. It's very easy. This we must do. If you do this, then you can say, well, how much? People come to me all the time, we'll have to donate for this charity, that charity. I said, I run my own charity. And they're surprised. They said, really? I said, yeah, I run my own charity. My family, we've got people. Hare Krishna weekend is a charity. We support people with food and so many activities. Wow, We even have supported children with education, giving them fees are paid from here in New Zealand. So if you cannot do it in India, then no problem. You give your money to me in New Zealand dollars, and I'll transfer from here to India for the charity. No problem. We'll eat like this, and it will be short because your 1,000 rupees will become 600 rupees here in New Zealand by the time it reaches that person. So why not you do it? If you want, we can point you to the right direction. I'll tell you where to go. Avinash will tell you. But you must do this. You all are very qualified people. You will have more money. Please do this. Think about it and consider it. So very nice. This is a very good point. And I'm sure we'll get good directions here, So we're already doing this about prasad distribution, helping poor people. But that doesn't mean that we keep on overly helping. That's not the case. We are doing it. Okay? And do it yourself. Don't do ad hoc. Here, 10 rupees, I'm giving you. $10, I'm giving you. That is foolishness. That is wrong. You set up a structure nicely and do it. It'll happen. You have Hare Krishna weekend. It'll happen. It will happen. You just pray to Srila Prabhupada, please, let me happen. It will happen. And Guru Maharaj. Is it okay? Is it a good idea, I think? What do you think is a good idea? Whenever you want to start, you don't have to start tomorrow. You can start whenever you want to start. Is it a good idea, Parth? What do you think?
Yes, Prabhu, definitely. It's a wonderful idea.
Yes. You do once in a year, man. What do you think, Soumya? Is it a good idea? Divyanshi?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji, definitely. It's very doable. Especially the thing that you said, that you can just cook in your kitchen and go and distribute it yourself. You can completely do it by yourself as well.
That's right. Offer to Krishna, do it. You cannot do it every year, every time. So have one common kitchen once in a while, man. 3 times in a year, 4 times in a year. All of you come together, cook and offer to Krishna and distribute it. Mukunda, what do you think? कैसा लगता है आपको आइडिया? ठीक लग रहा है? We can't hear you. I think it's an audio issue.
Now am I audible?
Yes. Now you're audible now. Yes, please.
Yes, Prabhu. That's really a good plan. Yesterday we talked with Avinash Krishna Prabhuji about this thing.
Oh, did you? Wonderful.
Yes.
देखो, मालूम ही नहीं था ये बात.
एंड अविनाश कृष्ण प्रभु जी ने मुझे कहा था कि हम लोग अमरीश प्रभु जी से परमिशन लेंगे और उनसे पूरा स्ट्रेटेजी बना के काम करेंगे. तो आज आपने कृष्णा अरेंजमेंट आपने वही बात कर रहे हैं आप.
अविनाश प्रभु he's very nice. परमिशन लेंगे उसको जरूरत नहीं है. He is the CEO. He can decide and he will do it himself. But this is good etiquette. He's teaching you what you should do. You understand this? This is the point to understand this. He was already in material life. He was a CEO of companies, man. He would not talk to his bosses and would implement so many millions of dollars of project. But a small project is asking me, you see? He doesn't need to. So you should also know this way. He can do it, he's asking. Similarly, you should do the same thing. It's simple. It's not bossiness, it's a permission. It's simple, no problem. But it's best. The mood was right, so I'm telling you again now. So please, hurry up, shuru kar dijiye. Don't delay.
बट आप नहीं प्रभु जी, बट आप जैसा गाइड करेंगे फिर ही करेंगे, नहीं तो
हाँ नहीं, अविनाश को सब मालूम है. He'll do everything. We have spoken about this in the past. हमारी बात हुई थी. सब ऐसे ही होगा. Don't worry. Perfect है. When you'll be lost. If we don't do this, then I can guarantee you will help somebody else who's doing it. And then it's out of your hands. You don't even know. फिर बोलेगा पैसा किधर गया मालूम नहीं. This person is not doing this right. Here we're doing it right. Finished. Problem solved.
मैं आपको सच बताऊं कि मैं तो काफी मैनेजमेंट में देखा है, तो सही में पैसा तो कहाँ जाता है ये सही में गलत होता है डोनर्स के साथ.
No. We know. That's why we know.
मुझे कई बार सरप्राइज लगता है कि आप इतने दूर न्यूजीलैंड में फिर भी आपको सब कुछ पता होता है.
They're all the same everywhere. Very nice, very nice. Please do so. Avinash Abuji, please start now. Very nice, best. गुरु माँ का नाम लेके शुरू कर दीजिए आप.
आपने अभी पोस्ट में अपने नीचे वेबसाइट भी मेंशन किया है हरे कृष्णा वीकेंड के.
Yes.
तो इसलिए तो मैंने वो वेबसाइट ओपन किया था, तो उसमें मैंने देखा था कि आपका वो स्लाइड्स आ रहे थे फर्स्ट पे, जो आपका होम पेज है.
हाँ.
तो उसमें यस प्रभु जी, तो काफी कुछ उसमें देखा मैंने कि आपने न्यूजीलैंड चैरिटी में आप किस तरीके से प्रसाद हम डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करते हैं, और कितना हार्ड है आप उसको फ्रोजन करके आप करते हैं डिस्ट्रीब्यूट. मतलब इट्स सो हार्ड.
Yeah, all these devotees are doing it. All devotees are doing it. We've got a full machinery, full system is in place.
कंप्लीट. और उसमें आपने मेंशन भी किया है कि हमारे वॉलंटियर्स आपको डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर रहे हैं. मतलब आपने कोई भी चीज पे मैंने देखा कि आपका जो पूरा ट्रस्ट है वो एक मतलब सच में उसमें कहीं पे भी क्वेश्चन मार्क नहीं था कि यार ऐसा क्यों है. एवरीथिंग कि उसमें हर चीज है. जैसे उसमें लिखा था कि कुकीज, और मैंने देखा कि उसमें लिखा था पे एज यू लाइक, और कितना अच्छा उसमें. और उसमें आपने सबसे ज्यादा मैंने देखा कि आप बुक्स इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट, कि आप बुक के थ्रू ही आप कर रहे हैं, तो वो मुझे बहुत अच्छा.
We just don't give food just like that. We give them the full package, Philosophical. But it's very good. Very nice. It's all and it is now a big thing. Earlier it was not big. It was very small, Two people used to go, one person used to go cooking and doing it himself. अभी हर system है पूरा. तो वैसे ही होगा. India is a big opportunity for you. Please do this. Don't surrender अपना हाथ जगन्नाथ. You don't rely on anybody else. We have everything in place. Very nice. All the best. Suchi, is a good idea, Suchi?
Ji, Prabhu. Absolutely. What I thought, you just like every time this happens, that what I really wish to say, you just say it, and I was like, thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. So please support his activities. And as I told you, you may start in one place, Or you're not supposed to, you may think, okay, I'll start in Chhindwara, You may think only Chhindwara supporting some tribal area, poor people there, but you'll be surprised. We will create a system where other devotees from Maharashtra will also come to Chhindwara and help you cook and support with you whenever they can come. So from Punjab also, similarly, some activity starts in Maharashtra, you'll also go there. You'll also travel there. Why not? It's not difficult. It requires inspiration, it requires system, it requires some guidance, and that's it. Prabhupada is our guide. Just do it. Then we'll have doctors camp also, Free camp. Chanting Hare Krishna and give them free camp when she becomes a doctor somewhere. You're a doctor's friend and you can ask them to come also. They can do that. So it's a long plan. This is a 10 years plan. You don't even know what we have planned. It doesn't happen, no problem. We thought about it, no? See, you may think that what this 10 years later, what are you thinking right now? I may not even alive 10 years. But this fact. But only one truth. Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj Srila Gurudev would say, the thought is important, Ambrish. The thought is important. Sometimes disciples say, Maharaj, I can't come to Rajkot. I'm in, this place away, which is 1 hour. Maharaj said, it's only 1 hour distance. He said, I can't come. So Maharaj said, don't worry. It's okay. You think you can come? So yes, that's enough. No problem. This is how, to this level, Maharaj will be merciful. Although Maharaj wanted him to come and do some service, there's a lot of service there, but he said, I can't come. What is laziness or whatever it is there? So don't worry. You think you can come? Do it. So we are like this. Tomorrow, even if I die, somebody of you will remember and say, I want to do this, man. And you'll start. You're serving Prabhupada directly. Perfect. Jai, Haribol. Okay. Let's continue. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you very much for giving ideas to all of us. Actually, Mukunda did ring me yesterday about 7:30 p.m. Just he rang me. Or not 7:30, maybe 8 o'clock, 8:30, or maybe later. Because we didn't have a class yesterday. I thought let everybody enjoy 25th December. In the process, I also enjoy. So they all had a nice break. But somehow Mukunda rang me. He forgot. And he went to see my father yesterday, who did a program couple of days before on our farmhouse. And he cooked food and he distributed and did some kirtan also. And I told Mukunda also that, Mukunda, you should go. I rang him that my father is doing program, go there. Because we are just trying to find out how much interest everybody has got. We just can't say anything to anyone. So Mukunda could not go because he was not well. But when he rang me yesterday, he told me, you didn't tell me that there is a Dal Bati program there. I said, okay, any Hare Krishna program is a food. Well, no, Prabhuji, in Chhindwara there are program, but there is no food, there is no prasadam. Okay, I didn't know that. So Mukunda had a long discussion with Amok this Krishnadas, very long, and he has a lot of future plans. Mukunda giving me ideas, and he wants to start using our name. He wants to start printing flyers. He wants to start. I said, okay, hold. And now today you are talking, and I never spoke to you. I said, okay, today's class, and now you are talking, so it's all related. And similar devotees also saying same thing. So I think, I'm working with Mukunda that how we can make it. I just told him that we'll do in a more structured way, and we'll do in a proper way. And we are not interested in what others are doing, what others are not doing. He told me this group, that group, this is con, that is con. I said, don't worry, let them do whatever to do, and we'll go somewhere else where, and if they want to come, they can come. If they don't want to come, so he actually kind of agreed, and he likes the way we are doing things, but we have still not decided what structure we are going to have and how we are going to do it. And but my father actually started it, and we hope that, and we all need blessing from all the Vaishnavas here, that we do this program once in a month. What my father, I've been telling him, so he is actually planning to do once in a month, where probably, I don't know, Mukunda and they can plan how we can do it, because Mukunda is young, my father is old, and they can plan things, and then we can slowly develop a structure and probably keep doing it. I don't know. That's what I was going to talk to you. So you spoke already. So thank you very much.
This is best. Please, don't delay.
No, Roji, it's out of control, probably. It's out of control. It's not me controlling it. I don't know what inspired my father. He did it. What inspired Mukunda to manifest that after 2 days on his own. We didn't ask him that you go and meet him. And then Mukunda talks, and then he talks to me. So it's not in my control. It's happening automatically.
Yes, we go step, as you are absolutely correct. Go step by step, and then we can increase it.
Yeah.
You are absolutely correct.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, because otherwise it becomes very difficult to actually manage.
Yes, and ISKCON will never come where there is spending money. They'll come when there is earning money.
Yes, Mukunda knows better than all of us.
Not only ISKCON, every organization, where there's earning money, they'll come. Hare, please give me money, we're feeding poor. We are not worried about, give me money so I can feed poor. What is the difference here? You see the difference? Are you seeing the difference? We are not saying, oh, Parth, you must contribute 1,000 rupees. Divyanshi, you must also contribute 1,000 rupees. Soumya, you must have contributed 1,000 rupees. Mukunda must contribute 2,000 rupees. Now we need to ask somebody to hire a kitchen, and then we will buy bhoga and do it. We are not saying that. We are saying, what did we say? We say, start this program. How it will happen, don't worry. We are not interested in your money. I will send from New Zealand. Don't worry. We have got unlimited supply of money. Although I am limited, my capacity is very limited, but I have unlimited supply of money. You don't worry about it. You just start. And we are not going to become beggars. Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj, first thing which I loved about Maharaj is this. Maharaj wanted building a temple in Rajkot, in Dwarka, of stone temple. So Maharaj said that I am constructing a temple. It is Krishna's temple. Krishna is constructing it. I am not constructing the temple. Now Krishna is the husband of goddess of fortune. She's got all fortune of the whole world. Now if Krishna wants to make a temple for himself, why should I become a beggar? It is most revolutionary in ISKCON and everywhere. And there was Gujarat minister sitting next to him. Here we don't want. We got money, don't worry about it. And he didn't have any money. He has never asked for single rupee donation from anybody. And somebody gave, he would give him more than required praises and everything, That is Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj. And that's why I'm telling you. People will come and say, Abhi paisa mangega. Now they will ask. But all the time they're eating food from us, prasadam, they'll forget. Free. But they're asking, now they'll ask for money. Now they'll ask for money. No money asking. You come and eat, chant Hare Krishna, become devotee, that's it. So start the program. Start the program. How it will happen, what will happen, it will manifest. Just do it. Okay? And don't ask, don't beg for money. If you cannot contribute your money, don't worry. We will contribute, we will run with what we have got. If you have got 1,000 rupees, we'll distribute 1,000 rupees khichdi. Then people will come, "Arey man, I want to donate." So why you want to donate, man? No, you're doing very good. I said, okay, you can donate. No problem. That's how it is. We are not going to say no, but don't become beggars. This is a wrong concept. It's a money-making mechanism. You understand this point? See, you guys are educated people. You are finishing education, engineers, doctors, double graduates, businessmen, teachers, lawyers, all of you are. Why are you becoming beggar, man? We are talking about purifying your income, right? It's all started with that point, correct? Helping people with own. Then you are helping purifying someone else's income. Of course, you get benefit. The person gets benefit. But we will say you want to support, you're benefited. But if you don't help, our work doesn't stop. Remember this point. Work should not stop. That is why I'm saying this. Moment you become an organization, big structure, politics will come and you'll become diseased. Water will stop. Water should be flowing. No problem. Okay? Second point I told you. Start the program. Second is don't beg. Don't beg. Whatever we have got, we'll do it. You are the students, don't worry. We'll support from India, from New Zealand. Don't worry. Or from wherever. Don't worry about it. You start. We'll do it. Is it okay? Mukunda, theek hai?
Yes, Prabhuji, this is really very big point, Prabhuji. This is what you have talked about, the money making mechanism. Oh my God. मतलब ये तो मेरे साथ वो हो रहा है. It's like an Om Agyanam Timirandasya हो रहा है. Seriously, मुझे I'm really surprised.
Yeah, no problem. Whatever money we want for our own self, Krishna is giving us. This is the point to be understood from this point. This is the point to be understood. Okay? If Krishna is happy, he will have thousands of supplier donors. No problem. All right. So let's continue, please. Somebody's written something. Sorry. Excuse
And मैंने महाविष्णु गोस्वामी महाराज जी का एक पढ़ा था, बिल्ड अ टेम्पल में द्वारका में. तो हिज होलीनेस महाविष्णु गोस्वामी महाराज जी ने एक बहुत अच्छा, बहुत ही मतलब इस पॉइंट ने मुझे बहुत चेंज किया कि उन्होंने कहा कि अगर हम लोगों से पैसा मांगते हैं तो हम उनका दर्द नहीं जानते. अगर हम उनका दर्द जानेंगे तो हम उनसे कभी पैसा नहीं मांगेंगे. this is the, और ये चीज मुझे it's like this is the quality of a devotee. This is really true. जब मैं डिवोटी नहीं भी था तो भी हम लोग बहुत सारे फिलेंथ्रोपी एक्टिविटीज करते थे, तो मैं बहुत मतलब किसी को 1000, 1100, 2100 रुपए डोनेशन देने में बहुत जान निकल जाती थी, लेकिन देना पड़ता था, सोसाइटी में रहना पड़ता था, लेकिन मैं कभी इसको इतना ध्यान नहीं दिया। लेकिन उसके बाद मैंने ये पॉइंट जब पढ़ा तो मुझे ऐसा लगा यार ये सच में बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, कितना हम लोग मेहनत से कमा के और वो फिर देते हैं। सो और इसमें महाराज जी ने, ऐसा नहीं है कि ये उनका एक थॉट था, महाराज ने उसमें भागवतम का एक कोट भी था और उन्होंने उसको कोट करके बात कही थी। आई थिंक इज यश समथिंग, आई विल सेंड यू आफ्टरवर्ड्स। बस बट हमें ये सीखना बहुत जरूरी है कि हमें अपने दम पे करना है जो करना है।
बिल्कुल। If you understand, the quote is this, that if you understand, if the person who's begging understands the problem of the giver, the position of a giver, okay, and then similarly, if a person who can give understands the problem of the beggar, we both have to understand these two things. Then only there will be peace, otherwise there will be no peace. वो बोलेगा कि पैसा मांगते रहता है, वो बोलेगा पैसा देता नहीं। This is pure devotee, pure devotional service. Very nice.
करेक्ट ब्रो। और इसमें महाराज ने इसको ना फॉलो भी करके दिखाया कि महाराज ने जब द्वारका टेम्पल में था तो महाराज ने कहा मैं पेज बाय पेज कृष्ण को भागवतम से प्लीज करूंगा, मैं कृष्ण को और किसी तरीके से प्लीज नहीं करना चाहता, बड़े बड़े फंड रेस नहीं करना चाहता। एंड ये अविनाश कृष्ण प्रभु जी ने भी मुझे इस बात को बार बार रिपीट किया था कि फिर महाराज को एकदम से कॉल आता है कहीं दिल्ली से और उन्हें लैंड भी मिल जाता है द्वारका में, और महाराज मतलब सीरियसली वेरी अमेजिंग प्रभु कि जो वो बोल रहे हैं वो उसका उन्होंने खुद भी पालन किया। वेरी बिग फॉर्म।
Yes, you are absolutely correct, and I am so happy that now after disappearance of Maharaj, the glories are still expanding of Maharaj. जब भी थे तभी also it was there, but it was a bit subdued. Now it has exploded. This is what Krishna wants, and it is in all your hands, all of your hands. ये बहुत rare qualities हैं, you know, बहुत rare qualities हैं pure devotees की. You are very fortunate to have this as your grandfather, you know. बहुत बढ़िया, very nice. Please continue. Oh no, sorry, I disturbed your realization. Please continue.
No, brother. Thank you very much. So going back to the original point which Soumya Mataji raised and which Parth also explained, and I wanted to share on to that. Whenever this kind of situation comes, and with my limited understanding of scriptures and knowledge and realizations, so what I do, I just look at Srila Prabhupada and I see what Srila Prabhupada would have done and what he did. And probably we have heard about Srila Prabhupada so many things. So Prabhupada never established charitable organizations giving food to poor people in his entire life. Number one. Number two, he blindly followed his Guru Maharaj. Number three, he was never attached to anything. Even he's feeding to some beggar. He started with people who had no food. People who had actually had no support, what even their parents have actually disowned them. And those are the people, but he never started with an intent of getting good karma or bad karma. No, he was always doing it for Krishna. So that's how I get insights whenever I get into a situation where my knowledge actually makes me limited. Okay, I don't know what to do. So I look at Prabhupada, and that's what I do.
Yes, very nice, very nice. Thank you.
I think Soumya Mataji raised her hand, I think.
Okay, excuse me. I can't see you.
No, Prabhuji, I just, that happened by mistake.
Okay. All right. Yes, please continue.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I'm just listening to this nectar and it's just amazing. I mean, Prabhuji and Avinash Krishna Prabhuji both just, revealing how these plans are manifesting. And Mukunda Prabhu and Parth and Divyansh and every Soumya, they're giving their realizations and how it's come to this. And I was thinking the most important thing is the difference between Srila Prabhupada's movement, Krishna conscious movement, and other, we all Indians, so we have a touch of what is devotion, everything like that. It's devotional service. So we knew devotion maybe in our childhood, that we've seen our parents, our grandparents, and they're doing devotion. But devotional service is the revolutionary kind of difference between Srila Prabhupada's movement and everything else. And it's really amazing. I mean, all the factors that we discussed, I felt like, the opportunity for these young people to do devotional service and the enthusiasm, that is just amazing. When just to share a little thing, when I started doing my devotional service, I did not know the importance of it, but I was just doing it. I was just following what my Prabhuji was saying we had to do. And it is a very different, what's the right word for it? It's a very different realm, and the thing that I've realized is that actually we are not doing it. Nothing, nothing in Krishna consciousness can be done without Krishna's sanction and the disciplic succession sanction and the elders sanction who we are learning from. And by doing devotional service, I mean, as my Prabhuji said, the thought is important. I think that is the only thing that we can own, the thought. Even the thought that I want to do this service, that independence Krishna has given us and we own it. But everything after that is it just happens and we are participating in it. That's how I feel always. Like some things are happening when you're doing a devotional service. You just think that, how am I going to do this? And it happens, it works out. Krishna works out so nicely. So I was thinking why I'm sharing this is because I was humbled. I feel like it's an opportunity for everyone to perform their devotional service, and it transforms you completely. It takes you to another level of consciousness. And there is no other way in which you can do it but by devotional service. So I'm just so thrilled and I'm just feeling so enthusiastic myself, and I feel, when is that time going to come when all these things are going to happen? And then maybe after some years, we will be able to visit India and meet all of you lovely devotees, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I like to go with my realization I wrote. It is kind of connected to the things we were discussing, and all these things that senior devotees say, and so I just wrote a realization on that, and I'll try sharing that with all of you. So the title of so I gave it a title that is proving, like it's a just sentence basically. So proving that we are right is not as empowering as probing if we were wrong. So this is what we gave based on a lot of events that have been happening in my life. So and it's very important that I think it's very important that we cultivate this kind of thinking if we want to stay humble, and if we want to always stay in shelter of senior devotees, and if you always want to stay in shelter of Srila Prabhupada and all the Vaishnavas. So yeah, I'll just continue. We sometimes think that we know a lot, yet no matter how much we know, still what we know is always lesser than what we don't know. We usually operate within what we know, establishing our routines and executing our responsibilities within that zone. Yet, periodically, we encounter things that we do not know. not just factual details that a Google search reveals, but also foundational insights about unknown aspects of known things. For example, we might think that we have our life mapped out, but something or someone might turn out in a way that we didn't expect. At such times, we might, if we have sufficient power, force, our belief on reality, we can map our way again back to our life. But for how long? Facts always win, simply because of being facts. The same holds true if we impose our opinion on someone who has a better grasp on reality than us. If we try to use our little logic or brute force to crush their opinion, we will defeat ourselves in the longer run. Whenever confronted with the unknown, if we strive to check whether we are wrong, that learning attitude will not only empower us in this situation, but also help us learn something new about the structure of reality that can empower us lifelong. Indeed. So now I was referring to Bhagavad Gita here. So indeed, a learning attitude was what Arjuna adopted when he surrendered to Krishna, seeking understanding. In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse 7, where Arjuna is like, so I'll just read the translation. So the translation is, now I'm confused about my duty and I have lost all composure because of miserly weakness. In this condition, I'm asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I'm your disciple and a soul surrendered onto you. Please instruct me. So in Bhagavad Gita 2.7, he's surrendering to Krishna. So I'll repeat the para again. Indeed, a learning attitude was what Arjuna adopted when he surrendered to Krishna, seeking understanding. Bhagavad Gita chapter 2 verse 7, and acknowledging the futility of all the reasoning he had been doing until then. He became empowered by the Gita's timeless wisdom because of his willingness to learn. We too can be empowered if we seek Gita wisdom and the mercy and association of devotees amidst our confrontation with the unknown.
Very nice. Very wonderful part. Very nice realizations. You must keep a book of this, what the realization you've got, Yeah, why don't you do one thing? Um, um, why don't you send me this and I'll put it in our WhatsApp group. It's very good. Yeah, just put it, give it to me. I'll just forward it to our WhatsApp group there, no? Very nice. All the best. All the best. Hare Krishna. Yes, please continue. Who'd be next?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. My realization is it's a little short. So I'll just go ahead with it. That recently I started rereading the Bhagavad Gita because the first time I read it, I read it very immaturely and very superficially. So I was not very satisfied with it. But now that I've learned a lot of things from you and from Avinash Prabhu and from the books that I've read. So I started rereading it, and it's just completely different experience altogether. Avinash Prabhu and I discussed this a lot of times, that when you reread the same things, you will see the difference in your realizations. Rereading is like a completely different experience for me, and this thing, the realization that I'm about to give, I actually had this in morning today. So I kind of woke up at 4:30 in the morning somehow. I did not put an alarm or anything. I was very sick, so I just woke up at 4:30 in the morning, and I don't know what happened. And 15 minutes later, I was okay with. I was completely fine. So I thought that I'm not able to sleep now, so I'll just start reading the Bhagavad Gita. I had no laptop and I like no room. Every room was occupied. I have a lot of people at my house for some reason. I always have a lot of people at my house. So I just had one room. I had my room, and my daddy was sleeping next to me. And inside my kambal, I'm just reading from my phone. And I started reading the second chapter, and I could see so many things that were just right there in front of my eyes, that like the things that I read in Maharaj's Transcendental Mellows and his texts and his lectures, the things that he says. And when I was reading the purports of these verses, and I could see these things, that if I had paid more attention to it, I would have probably grasped those things. But I was not able to. And probably the only reason I was able to see those things this time is because I had already read those things in Maharaj's Transcendental Mellows and things like that. So I was very confused as to how this was happening. That, like, why is it that I'm able to understand these things now and not kind of understand it before when I was reading it. And along with this, I kind of remember this lecture of Prabhupada that I read, and that lecture kind of told me how simple Prabhupada's way of thinking was, like just how uncomplicated and non-problematic the way he thought was. That he was talking with some person who was, I think he was an impersonalist, and so Prabhupada was explaining to him that no, the individuality of the soul remains. So this person was not able to understand, and Prabhupada said a very simple thing, that we understand that Krishna is asking us to surrender unto him, right? So why would he ask us to surrender unto him if the individuality did not continue? And this is in itself, it's such a simple statement that I'm pretty sure if I read it 2 years ago, I would have not understood it. That if individuality does not matter, and ultimately it's all going to be, if you're going to merge into the Supreme, then how does it matter if you're actually surrendered unto him or not? Like it's all senseless at the end of it. So it's such a simple thought, and that I was so awestruck with this, and I thought that you require to be so simple in your thought process to actually be able to understand Bhagavad Gita as it is. That's why Maharaj is also so simple. Like he decoded so many, like I made notes on my phone of every little line of the purport and the transcendental mellow of Maharaj that I could remember from it. And it was so easy, like it was right there. And I made like so many notes, like endless things. And I was at 4:30 in the morning, my mind was baffled that, how he was able to decode these things so immaculately and so simple for us to understand. And another thing that Prabhupada in that lecture, he said was that, we try to interpret Bhagavad Gita. There's so many interpretations of Bhagavad Gita out there. But Krishna is so intelligent, you think he needs your interpretation. Like he's at this point very, very in such innocence that he's so intelligent. He's the most intelligent person. You think he needs your interpretation. And he said that, there are so many things that say that Pandavas are the 5 senses and Kurukshetra represents this and that and whatnot. He's like, all of this is just like stupidity. Like, why are you wasting your time with this? And he said this, I really liked this paragraph that he said in that lecture. I just decided that he was talking to this impersonalist who was incessantly stressing on the fact that, all of this doesn't really make much sense. And he said this, that we have got arts, we have painting, we have got dancing, we have got music, we have got first class food, we've got first class dress, first class health, everything first class. It is only the foolish rascal that he will not be attached to these first class things. Everything. And it is easy at the same time. What is the reason that one should not be attached to this process? The reason is that he's a first class rascal. That's all. I tell you frankly, let anyone come argue with me whether he's not a first class rascal by not accepting Krishna consciousness. I'll prove it. So just with such confidence, he says these things, and I was very intrigued by this point that we always keep emphasizing on simplicity, but actually this entire process of Krishna consciousness is so simple that you have to be simple in order to understand it. You can't think complicatedly about these things. It is as it is. And it is actually very austere to be that simple. And one thing I really just wanted to give Avinash Prabhu the credit of this, that I must have heard this from him a billion times, that he always tells me that, you have to be truthful and you have to be honest, because that's what makes your mind simple. And he's repeated these things so many times, like endless times, that it's kind of stuck in my own head, that the moment I'm in any situation which kind of in which it would be easier for me to say lie, or to be dishonest, or just kind of wiggle my way out of it, his words immediately come into my head, and it's like, don't lie, be honest, be truthful. And that's how I'm kind of beginning to navigate in my life, that remembering his words, that you have to be, and to the point that I'm actually uncomfortable lying to people now. Like it's a very revolutionary thing for me, that I'm very uncomfortable. Like it shows on my face when I'm lying to people. So yeah, it's I understand these things now, and Avinash emphasizes these things a lot, that you have to be honest and you have to be truthful. And I now understand that why it's so important, because if you have no duplicity in your mind, then your mind is devoid of any complications. Like you are what you are, and it kind of simplifies your process of thinking, and you're able to understand these things better. So yeah, I guess that's my realization, that it's very important to be simple in the way you deal with people and in the way you interpret the Prabhupada's books and lectures. So yeah, that's it.
Jai, this is best. This is best. Maharaj used to say the same thing. We have to be very innocent in devotional service. Prabhupada says the same thing. If chanting is like a child crying for the mother. But we have become very grown up now. We are no longer children. You are still better off, you guys are. You are just starting. Once you start your job, your family, you got family issues, complications, finished. Then you have more complications. So just you're at the right time. You people have been great opportunity you've got. That at this perfect time you have got. Of course, earlier would better. 5 years earlier, would much better. But still, this is best. It will shape your life. You have something to fall back upon. It's not that you don't know what's happening. You can fall back upon things. That's great. Wonderful. Very nice, Avinash Prabhu. Your glories are increasing.
No. They know whose glory is this, bro.
And it should increase manifold, unlimited.
No, they know whose glory is this.
Jai. Srila Gurudev ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jai. Wonderful, wonderful.
I remember Divyanshi. I think Divyanshi we have been in touch with for more than 3 years now. 3 years? When you went to see Chhindwara and all that?
3 years, I think. 3 years.
3 years. So Divyanshi Divyanshi and Parth had a group. What was the name of the group? Doubt something, no? Okay, what was the name? So they were in a college campus and they were doubt. And I have to stop my car to answer their question. So they have been with us for 3 years almost.
Very, very nice. Very nice. Very nice. It's a big benefit. Take advantage of this. Prabhupads have arrived very early in your lives. Wonderful. All the best. Yes, please continue. You finished? No more realizations today? I'll wait for 10 more seconds.
I've got a question, Prabhu. Not question, yeah, kind of discussion. And I've got some reaction also, but probably more clarification. Maharaj has, I think you have posted in our group sometime in the past. Detachment is not there in us, but we want to do preaching. Detachment is what gave Srila Prabhupada success. In detachment, everything becomes ours. So there is a contradiction here, Prabhu. In detachment, everything becomes ours. Of course, we're all trying to be a preacher and we're all trying to train these young fellows to be preacher. And but while you're preaching, the attachment and detachment that go, in fact, it goes all the time. But this probably needs more clarification. In detachment, everything becomes ours. How come that happened, bro?
Good question. Good question. Everybody understood the question? Could you like to repeat that quote again, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhu. Detachment is not there in us, but we want to do preaching. Yeah, Mukunda probably has spoken about this, not in the same context, but he tells me that how preaching is being done there. Detachment is what gave Srila Prabhupada success? We all know that. In detachment, everything becomes ours.
Yes. Yes. In detached, you are saying we should be detached. And then at the last, Maharaj is saying that in detachment, everything becomes ours.
Yes, Prabhuji. Sorry, मैं एक बार slow में पढ़ता हूँ इसको. I was reading it in a yeah. Detachment is not there in us, but we want to do preaching. Detachment is what gave Srila Prabhupada success. In detachment, everything becomes ours. His Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj.
That is absolutely right. Good question. See, vairagya, it is a big word. Detachment is a very big thing. People are attached to so many things. And especially when we are preaching and we are attached to preaching, to name, to fame, then the preaching is restricted. The flow is restricted. You may still say, oh, I'm Prabhupada, all Guru Prabhupada, to my Guru Maharaj. But actually you want yourself to become Guru. Become Guru Maharaj. You want people to worship you. So in preaching, we'll discuss the first point. Unless and until one is doing preaching on behalf of the authority, the line of succession, that preaching is ineffective. You may have thousands of followers. We find so many gurus who start or read something. We were talking about this with my son the other day. He reads something and he starts. There's a big Bhagavad Saptakar. He had come to New Zealand and he said this to one of the devotees. He said, so what? Why do you want disciplic succession? You just study Bhagavatam and then preach Bhagavatam. You don't need any succession. Prabhupada says you require succession. Otherwise it is all speculation. And that is correct. Today, his daughter, a few years ago it was not, but daughter was studying Ramayana to speak on Ramayana. And he comes only if per class, Bhagavatam class, he charges 1 million rupees per day. And plus all donation that comes to him. Plus he requires business class fare to come to New Zealand. And plus he requires nice food and all those things. So it is business. The business class. This is attachment. And there are thousands and thousands of people going to him. How many of them changes? Zero. Because when he is not changed, what will he change people? Whereas you people are dedicated to Prabhupada straight away. You see? So, unless and until a preacher is detached from name, fame, and he gives the credit to his seniors and superiors, the preaching is going to be very, very ineffective. Srila Prabhupada started this whole movement and said that even if one person becomes a devotee, pure devotee of Krishna, I'll consider my movement to be a great success. Just see. Prabhupada are saying this. It's there in writing. So, Prabhupada also told to his disciples, and they're not listening, all issues. ISKCON has many issues. That you want ISKCON, take it away. Prabhupada said, take it away. I'll start another ISKCON, Prabhupada said. I'll sit under a tree again and play my drum and start. You take this whole thing. This detachment. Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj also said the same thing to me and to all the devotees. I can tell you what he said to me. He's saying, this temple is there, the show is running, Rajkot and Dwarka. Tomorrow the authority comes and says, leave. My bag is ready, Ambarish. Maharaj said. I will not wait till the evening to leave this place. I'll leave straight away. Although everything was done by Maharaj, reading Bhagavatam, not so donation, so much difficulty we know, so much difficulty Maharaj had. It's one thing not to ask for donation, but second thing, all his bills has to be paid, you know. So this detachment is needed in preaching. Because Vairagya is what honesty will come out of detachment. Remember this point. If I'm not attached, if I'm not detached, if any preacher is not detached, if you are not detached, you'll not be honest. Even in material things, they say if you love somebody, let the person go. He'll come to you if he wants it. If he's really interested in you. They say it, right? They're old saying. When I was young, it's the same thing, you know. When you people are young, the same thing. Don't worry. Detached. Be detached. I तो ठीक है नहीं भी ठीक है कोई बात नहीं. Now, second point, in detachment, the whole world becomes yours. What is this point? Everything becomes yours. That means, if you are preaching with detachment, if somebody takes knowledge from you and says, I took knowledge from Prabhupada and goes away, if you are attached, you'll be heartbroken. But if you're detached, you say, you're absolutely right. Ultimately, Prabhupada is the only one who gave knowledge. No? I've seen this happening. One of the senior-most disciple of Maharaj would come, learn from Maharaj, or Sanskrit. Maharaj is a Sanskrit scholar, MA in Sanskrit, you know. So he made a Sanskrit book here in ISKCON, big book. He did not write Maharaj's name. I learned from Maharaj. Just see. He gave others' names. And he went to Maharaj in front of me. I was sitting outside. I wanted to sit inside and punch him, you know, I wanted to control his situation. But I gave respect. I was sitting outside, you know. And he came and he went. Maharaj said, just see. He came to me. He said, I've written this book. But the book I've written, I've not written your name, Maharaj. I've not given you credit. He said this. Maharaj said, no problem. No problem. What you are writing is what we have taught you, right? Oh, no problem. That's it. So by doing this, Maharaj has not wasted time thinking, why should you have given it? You rascal, is that? But it is correct. Maharaj could have easily done this. There's nothing wrong. Tomorrow, if one of you rascals do wrong thing, don't expect us to say forget about it. You two tight slaps. That is also detachment. Don't think there is a detachment means you can do whatever you want to do. That is wrong. That man was given tight slaps, that person, in his own way. But Maharaj was not disturbed. And when I went inside after he went, he wanted to check out, you know, whether things are okay. Because I was very new, you know. This person was very big devotee. I was just very new disciple, you know. I said, this is what he did, no, Amrish, just see. I said, no problem. I really wanted to go out and break his neck, you know, take it to two from his. What does it matter? Forget about it, you know. So, what happens is this. Today, this glory is still glorified today, this incident. You are listening from here. Nothing was lost by Maharaj. You see? And Maharaj would have scolded him also. Don't think they have not. Maharaj would have scolded him. There's nothing wrong with it. But Maharaj's mind was not dirty there. He didn't waste his time. I said, no problem. We move on. Ultimately, it is Prabhupada only, no? Just no problem. Just do it. So with this, everything becomes yours. With this detachment. Because you are at peace. You are completely at peace. Otherwise, if you want to preserve something, protect from other people, you'll always be hassled by, oh, where do I keep this gold? I should keep this gold somewhere else. You know, is it okay or not? Every 2 minutes I'll go and check the gold. But I'm detached, no problem. Gold is there, I'm here. If Krishna wants gold, be safe. Be safe. Detachment. For our own self, we should be detached. Please. So what thing is this? The trick is this, that when we are doing some activity, like writing examinations, also detachment is needed. The result is not in your hand. What is in your hand? To study, to give your best. So that you must do 100%, 200%. Once it is done, result, no problem. First rank, 10th rank, 100 rank, no rank, you know. You see? You are happy. This is the point that everything is yours, becomes yours. Everything is Krishna's. So tomorrow, rascal, some of you say, I learned, but I'm going to do my own things. No problem, do it. You're glorifying Prabhupada only, no? That's what we want. But remember one thing, at the time of death, you will also remember this. And when we die, Krishna will remember this. There is a difference. So this man, this poor son, he's done so hard work making devotees. They don't give him credit. I give him credit. Why will you not do it? You tell me. Why won't he do it? Will you do it if you are a boss? If you have a servant like this, will you do it? Will you not give him credit? That's it. And when you die, you took the credit yourself attached, you will be disturbed. Why should I did something wrong, man? I'm very, very sorry. This is the difference. We forget we are going to die. So please, this is the point that even if you don't want it, it will come to you. Dhruv Maharaj went to Krishna asking for the whole, he wanted to have opulence bigger than Brahma, the creator of the universe. He said, I want bigger for my father also and my great-grandfather also. Father and grandfather. I want that bigger. That's why I started to meditate upon Vishnu, Lord Krishna. So when Vishnu came, he said, what do you want? He said, I don't want anything. I've seen you. Then I was looking for a piece of glass. Nonsense it is. I don't want anything. But Krishna gave him the benediction, what he wanted, plus what he did not want also he gave. He made him half planet. Where he resides, he gave the half planet to Dhruv. That's why he became Dhruv Lok. It's North Pole, not North Star. This is the point. Everything becomes yours. Although you don't want it, it will become yours. But it is not easy to attain. It's painful. That's why I require guidance. If you see, I think I put up a post, in intermediate program. Maharaj says, if you see Krishna everywhere, you don't get disturbed by anybody. But it's very hard. There was the first instruction Maharaj gave me, and I was baffled, with the situation. Say, he's not doing it, Amrish. Krishna is doing it. And I'm saying this man is doing everything wrong, Maharaj said, no. Krishna is doing it. And oh my God, 2 o'clock in the morning, I was thinking, 3 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning, Amrish. First thing Maharaj said, he's not doing Amrish. Krishna is doing it. I said, yes, Maharaj. I'm trying very hard to realize this. Maharaj realized I was new fight, even now. It takes time. But when you are detached, even if you cheat us and take credit to yourself, that credit will again come to you. It will come to you. Prabhupada also happened the same thing. Prabhupada had so many disciples. So many of them went away. Others reinitiated them. But Prabhupada's glory increased only, It happened at every level, everything. It happens. Prabhupada's Guru Maharaj, same thing. Same thing. So enviousness is going to be everywhere. This is for our own self. Is it okay, Avinash Prabhu? It had to be explained in a particular way,
Yes, perfect.
Yes. It will not come immediately. It will be very hard. But again, don't think detachment meaning that, okay, forget about it. Sometimes you forget, sometimes you give 2 touch slaps also. That is also detachment. You don't want credit, but you want to teach people, right way. See? But all this will be nicely explained when you become a nice follower. To become a nice follower, you must study Srila Prabhupada's book sincerely in a systematic way under proper guidance. And Srila Prabhupada will guide you very nicely. Full credit goes to Srila Prabhupada only and only. And all the disciples of Prabhupada and devotees of Prabhupada who are printing the books, audio, video, all those things, You'll be very happy being detached. This is for our own happiness. Sari Dunya Gopal ki. Jai Ram Ji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu. This lesson, when we are actually planting the seeds of preaching in these young people who are absorbing information, means when Divyanshi says that, yeah, I said, okay, my God, what's happening? So this has to be very clearly understood, this concept of preaching. And in India, the preaching is actually is a different ballgame. The numbers, the moods, the challenges, yeah. So they have to understand how we do preach and all those things.
Yeah, very good.
That's why I raised this point.
You are absolutely. We have got our own mood, We follow, no problem. In all that, we are also there. Always remember, preaching is done on behalf. You are preaching on behalf. And don't say, I'm preaching on behalf of Prabhupada. Then you're forgetting our Guru Maharaj, you're forgetting Avinash Krishna Prabhu. Again, no, always say, thank you, I learned from him. That's how it is. Do what I'm doing. Full stop. If you give credit to the right people, Krishna is always happy. More importantly, your blood pressure will remain okay. I'm telling you this. Those who don't want to give credit, those who want to be deceitful, the blood pressure is always up, boom, boom, boom. They always, If you're happy, yeah, that's right. Without it, it won't happen. Finished. Problem solved. You can sleep nicely, you can sleep nicely. Hare Krishna. Yes. How will you continue, please? Please continue.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. My realization is from one of Maharajji's transcendental mellows, which Amrish Prabhu has shared. Please remember that even our own family members will criticize. What to speak of our material relations? Even in this line of devotion, you will be criticized. Krishna is not going to look at the list of criticisms that you have received. He only looks at your sincerity in pursuing uninterrupted bhakti. His Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj. So, what I remember when we started in Krishna consciousness, so slowly friends, actually because of the changes in all our habits, eating, thinking, so slowly all the materialistic people actually were left behind, and they started neglecting us whenever we used to meet them. So this is so true. Maharaj said that Krishna consciousness is not easy, but I was reading somewhere, and then Srila Prabhupada was giving lecture in, I think it was a press conference in London, and Srila Prabhupada was asked by someone, I think it was some man or reporter, someone. So he says that if this is absolute truth, he's talking about Krishna. If this is absolute truth, how come there are so many people in London, but not so many people are in attendance here? And then Srila Prabhupada says, when you are selling diamonds, you do not expect many customers. But if you are giving cut glass, the fools will come. We have a very precious thing. This is Krishna consciousness movement. Don't expect that all the foolish people will take to it. Some sincere souls have come. You please also take it. So whatever devotees association we are getting here, they are all sincere souls who are, every week they are showing up, they are taking interest, they are learning, they are actually teaching us. So it's so beautiful that this association is giving association and taking association from them. Is so beautiful relationship between all these devotees. So I'm just enjoying it, and Maharajji's glories actually expanding, as Amrish Prabhu has said. I'm so happy about it that Maharajji's glories is expanding everywhere, and it should continue expand exponentially. That's what I wish always. So thank you, Amrish Prabhu, for taking so much pain for us and sharing all these transcendental mellows every day. Thank you for your continuous service. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mother, for your continuous service and your inspiration. It inspires us, Thank you very much.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai. Yes, please.
Can I ask one more question, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji, please.
Yeah, this is from calendar of 27 December. That is tomorrow. So I was reading today. Maturity is a gift.
Yes.
It cannot be cultivated. Gift can be there if you behave good. Gift can be there if you behave good. If same person Krishna consciousness is there, then he will give the gift of maturity.
Yes.
So maturity is a gift.
Yes.
It cannot be cultivated, but it can be given.
Yes.
So many contradictions, Prabhu.
And then after that?
Maturity is a gift. It cannot be cultivated. Gift can be there if you behave good. If same person Krishna consciousness is there, then he will give the gift of maturity.
That's it. So, yes.
I don't know.
So, maturity is a gift by Krishna.
Yeah, it cannot be cultivated. Means we get it from previous life.
Yes. You see, people who are sometimes young people, they are more mature than older people. Especially for devotional service also, Even normal life also, karmis also, materialistic life. You find sometimes young people are more mature than older people. It should be the other way around, Elders should be more. And even the parents know, among the siblings, if one is mature, they say, you're mature now, so don't fight. Just forget about it. Is it not so? Do the parents say the same thing? Have you experienced as children? Have you experienced your parents say the same? Or some elders say that you're more mature now, just leave it, forget it, don't fight now. Give it away. You won't understand. You understand. So, okay. So it's a gift. We think that maturity meaning if you are becoming very stubborn, you get what you want. That is a gift. At least you get what you want. Maturity also comes from detachment. That is, one cannot become mature if he's attached. It's not possible. Yeah, there may be, money wise, how to make money, 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 6, 6 to 8. That is bogus. And that they will not make anything. Ultimately, it is coming to you from your destiny. How much money you are going to make. It is always a gift from Krishna. This Krishna consciousness is a maturity, is the biggest maturity. And this Krishna consciousness that we are in, it is possible only and only with when Krishna satisfies, he will give you that gift. We may think we are very mature. I may think I'm very mature. But I'm also learning all the time, So somebody is more mature. and humble. So maturity, humility is all interlinked. The main thing comes from detachment.
And detachment comes from attachment.
And this detachment is the mercy of Krishna. We can apply, and he can. I'll ask you one question to everybody to answer this point. Okay, make it into perspective. Now, how would this be a maturity or not? When once Srila Prabhupada it was an initiation ceremony happening in Europe, London or somewhere Europe, and things were wrong. The person getting initiated was doing wrong things. Prabhupada was scolding him, and there were people there, guests, and everybody was there. I said, "This is not right." I said, "Okay, do one thing, get fruits." So for offering, you require banana and all in the fire. So this guy came, opened the banana, peeled the banana, chopped the banana, and cooked. He said, "You're a fool. You cannot do anything right." Prabhupada firing him, bang, bang, and all the guests and everybody is there. Prabhupada scolding him left, right, and center. Now one guy among them, not even devotee, he's a hippie, drug. He was still in high, even his own dirty, not even taking a shower, probably whatever it is, must have taken a shower. I don't know. I may be wrong, but he said, "Hey, Swami, don't get angry. Chant Hare Krishna. Be happy." Said this to Prabhupada. Now Prabhupada said this to the whole world. Chant Hare Krishna and be happy and be cool, So he said, "Why are you getting angry, Swami? Chant Hare Krishna and be happy." Now, question is this. First reaction, Prabhupada would say, "You are telling me, get out of here, rascal. I've told everybody. Who have to tell me? Do you think I'm wrong? Do you understand what's going on here?" Is one reaction. Now, it is true. What is this guy? He's half drunk as it is. What will he tell? Other reaction is Prabhupada. Okay. Prabhupada heard him. After some time, took out a chanting bead and chanted Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, both reactions are good enough for Prabhupada. Prabhupada did a second one. Prabhupada took out chanting beads and started to chant Hare Krishna. Which is mature of these two? Both are mature. But the impact of this is, why are we telling you this realization after so many years now? Because Prabhupada took out chanting beads and chanted Hare Krishna. That is the gift. Now don't misunderstand me. In other times, Prabhupada fought also. In another Pandava program in India, Prabhupada giving a big, thousands of 30,000 people were there, and Prabhupada giving a class, and one hippie came, this, you're speaking nonsense, you want to argue with Prabhupada. So all disciples put him down, Prabhupada said, no, bring him up. And fought, this guy, Prabhupada fighting with him, no, you're wrong, you listen to me, I'm Acharya, who are you? Bang, 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 Prabhupada firing him like this, in front of the whole audience there. So audience was divided. Some said, he is sannyasi, should not do all these things. Others said, no, you should do it. You see? So who are we to judge? But because we are foolish, we think, Prabhupada is so humble, he chanted Hare Krishna. That's a gift. Maturity is a gift. Sincere devotional service, it comes as a manifestation of sincere devotional service. You may see Guru Maharaj, we speak all this, very merciful and all that. That's right. You have to see Guru Maharaj firing somebody. You will not sit there. You'll burn to ashes. When things have to be done correctly. So, maturity is also to understand when a devotee is acting in a particular way, why is he acting? Without bringing our mind on the subject. The person judging should also be detached. Yeah. So at every stage, when we know whether we are required to speak or not to speak, whether we have to give what kind of reaction, that is more controlled by Krishna. And at the same time, when we are judging, there is control by Krishna too. Many times devotees don't fight, they just keep quiet and walk away. Other times they are fighting. So it is very baffling to non-devotees. When we go to Harinam, we're preaching, somebody is very offensive. The Krishna is, they speak all the wrong things about Krishna. So they stop and they walk away. Immature person will fight with the person. No, why are you talking like that about my God? He's my God. They don't understand there's a ninth offense in chanting of the holy name. To convince somebody, a faithless person, about the glories of the holy name. It's an offense. Because he will keep committing more and more offenses with the argument. So just keep quiet and walk away. So don't think, we may think we are mature, but maturity comes only and only as a gift from Krishna. When we are very sincere in our devotional service to Krishna, He will give us a maturity. And again, there is no stereotyping. The maturity means only one is humble, where he cannot shout and fight back, and all those things. These are all bogus, our mental concoction. Arjuna was not humble. He killed people, man. How many of you will kill your grandfather? He killed his grandfather. So of course he did not kill out of love. He killed with fears. Kill them. And today he is glorified, Arjuna. So, this is the way which we can understand these instructions. That maturity is a gift. It cannot be acquired. It is a gift given by Krishna when we perform our sincere devotional service. Because I have seen people very close to Guru Maharaj, not understanding Guru Maharaj. And I've seen people who are physically away from Maharaj, distance, understanding Maharaj. Interesting. Prabhupada, same thing. Prabhupada said same thing. Because Prabhupada is manifold. He's an Acharya, founder Acharya, fountainhead of all our knowledge and everything. Is Srila Prabhupada. Right? Is this okay, Prabhuji? I had to give you this thing, And it's for us to realize maturity is a gift. That thing we must understand. It's a gift. We cannot acquire maturity. We can acquire when it is given to us. Suddenly people become mature. Yeah? But what happened to you, man? You become very mature, man. What happened to you? So you may think he is acquiring, but when they are going through pain and suffering, when they suffer correctly, in the right way, Krishna gives them maturity. It is his gift, maturity. Especially in devotional service. That's the best I can do, Is it okay? It's a self-realization quote. Each of us have different self-realizations. Okay. All right. Now, anyone else want to say your realizations before we finish today? All right. Very nice. So I think we've completed our discussion today. Krishnadas, someone wants to say anything? Please feel free. I can wait for 10 more seconds if you want to say something. What? Wait, Krishnadas, we have to sing? Maharaj, Maharaj? You got a chance after a long time. You're no longer a small child. When you were tiny, you used to do it. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Listen, Maharaj, please hear us. It's been quite a while. Okay. Maharaj, please hear us.
Maharaj, please hear us.
We have learned some real good stuff.
We have learned some real good.
Maharaj, we have learned one thing. And today for you we will sing. If our room is clean, then our mind is clean. If our mind is clean, we can do anything. But if our room is dirty, then so are we. And if we are dirty, we're not happy. Wasting time is the greatest crime, because wasted time means a wasted mind. So best use your time when you're in your prime, and your whole life will be sublime. If your wealth is gone, then there's nothing wrong. But if your health is gone, that's a different song. But if your character dies, then the world will cry. Only saintly behavior lets humanity thrive. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We must always remember Krishna and never forget him too. But how are we to practice this with so many things to do? That is the greatest question. And here's the greatest clue. You must learn to work so nicely that Krishna remembers you. So listen very closely and make your thinking sharp. Let's learn how we can live and work so Krishna won't depart. If something's due tomorrow, finish it today. And whatever's due today, do it now, don't delay. Your friends might be lazy or doing bad things, but you think again, don't follow them, and you'll win in the end. Whatever work we're given, we do our very best. We only live with what we need and give Krishna the rest. This is how to live, to work and to play. If you learn to live this way, you'll see Krishna every day. And when our time is up, he'll take us up above, and we'll sing and dance with him with our hearts full of love. So chant Krishna's names, his glories and his fame. It's the only way this world will ever become sane. Now please ask this greatest question and find this greatest clue. You can only remember Krishna if Krishna remembers you. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jai Guru Srila Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj Srila Gurudev ki Jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Shri Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda ki Jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Chandra Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Bhutale Srimati Mahavishnu Goswami Namine. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaumani Prasad Nirvishish Shamvari Prasad Sani. Jai. Srila Gurudev ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Yeah.
Hey, so we'll see you next week. Same place, same time. Krishna willing. Till then, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Oh, you are there, Sanjay Prabhu. I thought you must be very busy with your work. Otherwise, the kids could have sung.
I'm outside, Prabhuji. I'm at the work.
Okay.
And yeah, kids are my sister's place.
Oh, okay.
So, yes, Prabhu.
All the best. All the best. Hare Krishna.